Donald Trump is absolutely endeavoring to silence his critics, to punish his perceived enemies, and he is now making that known publicly in the White House, in the Oval Office, talking about going after CREW, Citizens for Responsibility and Ethics in Washington, a nonpartisan group that brings attention to, files lawsuits relative to ethics in government, not just an anti-Trump group. This is a group that when Senator Menendez and all the fraud that happened with him, they were on top of it. They go after Democrats and Republicans alike. The problem lies in the fact that right now we're in a moment where Republicans are just openly corrupt, openly and publicly unethical. So their work tends to focus more on Republicans. But they are absolutely a stand-up, reputable, bipartisan group, nonpartisan group, not even bipartisan, nonpartisan. I've had one of their lawyers on here, Donald Sherman, talking about different cases they've brought. And Donald Trump is now going after them and their tax-exempt status. Not just them. Keep in mind that when he talks about a charity, he's talking about this nonprofit status that they hold. The same nonprofit status that the Heritage Foundation has. He's not going after the Heritage Foundation, though. He's going after CREW. He's going after an organization that covers and tries to keep ethics at the core of what we do with our American government. Watch Donald Trump publicly announcing that he is going to persecute and use the IRS as a weapon to harm his perceived enemy.
Subject on the tax-exempt status subject, what are the other groups you'd like to see that status removed from? Could we expect an executive?
Well, we'll be making some statements, but it's a big deal. And they're so rich and so strong, and then they go so bad. They've earned so much by being a member of this country, a member of this group, this beautiful group of people in this country, and then they go and they abuse their power like that. I think it's very sad.
Are we talking about immigrant rights groups, environmental rights groups?
Could be. I mean, look, environmental. I have a group named CREW. CREW. You ever hear of it? I think it's CREW. And they have a guy that heads CREW. It's supposed to be a charitable organization. The only charity they had is going after Donald Trump. So we're looking at that. We're looking at a lot of things. But if you take a look at CREW, what they've done, and I think it was a very big abuse, but we're going to be finding out pretty soon. Yeah.
All the vagaries from the moron that is our president. But we're going to be finding out really soon. Bleh. Just, what have we done? Not just CREW. The reporter asked specifically about immigrant rights groups. He said, yeah. Environmental groups, yeah. And CREW. He specifically said CREW because they have wronged him personally, and that's what's most important to him. This is about retribution. This is about a personal vendetta from the President of the United States of America. We'll be lucky if it's only revoking tax-exempt status and he doesn't try to criminally prosecute people who work at CREW. This is where we are. When Donald Trump said he was going to be a dictator on day one, he meant it. And he's doing it. And there is zero pushback from Republicans. Because they're either, like Lisa Murkowski has said, also afraid of him, afraid that he will dispatch his now pardoned insurrection crew, his armed maniac crew that tried to overthrow the United States government at his behest, or that they love the whiff of power. They love being close to power. Or they're fully in the cult. I mean, there's multiple reasons, or some unholy combination of all three of these things. It's just the beginning. He's going after immigrants to get them out of the country. He's going after American citizens to get them out of the country. And now he's going after activist groups to revoke their tax-exempt status at the very least, but very likely criminally prosecute members who work for those organizations. Anyway, what do you think? I would love your opinion on this. You can comment below. That'll help the algorithm to share this content with new possible subscribers. On that note, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're trying to grow this operation into one that is less easy to mess with. The bigger we are, the more difficult it is to silence us, and you can take part in that. I would appreciate it. If you want to help support this work financially and you've got an extra $2 laying around, click the join button below, become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. All those are great ways to help support the work. You can also go to Dollemore.com, buy a t-shirt, some merch, a tote, a sticker, whatever, or you can check out the children's book that is based on gratitude that we published just a few months ago. I would appreciate it very much. Many of you are aware that my dear friend and brother of choice, not of blood, Brett McAfee, suffered a near fatal medical emergency last summer while our families were on vacation in Scotland. I appreciate to no end the outpouring of support for Brett that you all gave. And I'm also very happy to report that he is safe and healing and working that long path of recovery. What I've probably not told you about Brett is that beyond being an excellent friend, he's also a talented writer. We have been the best of friends since we were kids, and I have been continually inspired by his creativity and by the truly singular take that he has on life. Over 2 decades ago, he wrote a poem called The Grateful Child. It's an acknowledgement of all the simple strengths that we tend to overlook. Written from the perspective of a young person, multiple grateful children express gratitude to their parents for the elements that make them who they are. The accounting of these everyday gifts inspires a clear reminder that we should not take anything for granted. I've shared Brett's remarkable poem with numerous people over the years, and a reoccurring response is that this should be a book. Well, we finally decided to listen to those people. The Grateful Child is not only a children's book for adults in your life, it's also an adult's book for children in your life. Everyone will appreciate its straightforward yet elegant celebration of life's little endowments. Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code and order your copy or copies today. But this being an illustrated book, we could not survive on the words alone. To pair with Brett's touching words, we searched all over for an illustrator who could bring The Grateful Child to visual life. We landed on somebody right here in the community from this show. Leah Farshid is an internationally acclaimed illustrator who, like you, is also an audience member. The moment we saw the first images that Leah drew to accompany Brett's text, we knew we had a perfect combination. It brings me tremendous joy to share my best friend's beautiful poem and Leah's spectacular images with the world. Everyone can benefit from The Grateful Child, just as I benefit from Brett's lifelong friendship. Share this beautiful book with your children. Share it with your parents or other relatives. The Grateful Child is an easy and exceptional way to show appreciation for someone in your life, young or old. Support someone you love and support this channel by giving The Grateful Child. Click the link below to pre-order now, or simply scan this QR code. I am pretty sure your children need a copy. And your mom, your nieces and your nephews, your Grandpa Charlie too. Don't forget Grandpa Charlie. I think he'd love this. Make The Grateful Child a part of your life. It has been such an excellent part of mine.